Hello, my wandering souls, my fearless seekers. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This reading is going to be for someone who needs a little bit of a boost in their confidence. Someone that's feeling a little low when it comes to what they've accomplished in life and feeling proud about who they are, what they're doing, and where they're going. So allow these messages today to confirm what you might already know, or bring awareness to something hiding just beneath the surface. Take what feels correct, leave what does not. There are 3 piles here for you to choose from. Use your intuition, choose one or all 3. For those who would like a close-up of the cards today, let me do that right now. For Soul Path 1, we have Water Magic. For Soul Path 2, we have Affirmation for Growth. And for Soul Path 3, we have Give Love. When you feel ready, the timestamps are in the description, and I'll see you in your reading shortly. For those who chose Water Magic, this is going to be your reading. I feel like you're a very sensitive, intuitive, creative person. Somebody that really values relationships even. And maybe even finds a lot of comfort in being near water. There's also a curiosity here, a playfulness, a wonder. So you might have a childlike wonder. You could be a Pisces or a water sign. So let's get straight into your tarot reading today. For Soul Path 1, what should they be proud of at this moment in time? What have they accomplished? The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like maybe you've had a lot of luck on your side, even though you've moved through a lot of challenge and change. Maybe you yourself have changed a lot. And so I feel that that is something to be really proud of, is the changes that you've moved through, that you've navigated, that you have experienced and have grown through. I feel there's a lot of adversity here. A lot of emotion even as well. We're seeing this person in water, but this person's head is above water. So I feel like you've managed whatever change or challenge to the best of your ability. And even though you feel like you might be drowning at times, you're doing great. You are moving with the changes. You are trying to, or are, alchemizing something here, turning those mountains into molehills, or those raw experiences into something that you can turn into good fortune or wisdom in the future. So why is Soul Path 1 not seeing it right now? What is the block? 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this feels a little bit like survival or trying to manage things, trying to manage life. Maybe you're juggling a few things right now. Yeah, you're trying to stay balanced. You're trying to keep your head above water. So you could still be in this moment of change and challenge and adversity, and you're just trying to get through it. You're trying to find your stability again. And so when you're in it and when you're doing that work, it can really be challenging to see how well we're doing when it feels like we're just surviving. So know that even in these moments when you're still figuring it out, when you're still changing, when you're still in that experience, to continue to connect with what you've already moved through, what you've already achieved. That might give you a little bit of perspective as well. And again, we have more water in this. And this person in the background is riding the waves. So again, I'm just getting that message that you're really flowing with things. It might not be ideal. It might not be your peak experience in life. But to continue with going with that flow here, water magic. I feel like water could be quite magical for you. So being near water, listening to it, even if you can't be near water, could be really helpful in just releasing and going with the flow. So how to nurture more pride in the future moving forward. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse, more water energy. So here, it's interesting that you're facing away from the water. You're just trying to get by. You're just trying to get through, trying to do what you need to do in the day-to-day, in the mundane. But in both of these cards, water is a very, like you're in it here with this Wheel of Fortune. You're feeling it. You're experiencing it viscerally. And with this 5 of Cups, because it is an emotion card, it is a card of grief, it is a card of possible regret. And again, this person is near water, looking at the things that have been washed ashore. To me, this is about not resisting any emotions. The 5 of Cups in reverse is an energy of holding it in, holding in the tears, holding in those uncomfortable feelings of grief, sorrow, regret, and just pushing through, pushing ahead. But I feel part of how to nurture more pride in you getting through it is to experience the entire range of emotions, so that you're not just getting through it and getting by, but you can actually feel the ups and downs, not just push through them and get by. Because I feel the emotions of it all are really important to connect in with, because when we're feeling low and maybe discouraged, we're going to know what joy feels like. We're going to know what happiness feels like. We're going to know what pride feels like, and how we're different on the other side. So this isn't about holding in the emotions or keeping things the way that they were. This is allowing things to flow. When you need to take a moment out of your day, out of the mundane, to feel something, give yourself permission to feel that. Even if it's on your own, in a private room, in the bathroom, in your bedroom, in the middle of the forest, or near water, and release. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you. And be proud of yourself for doing what you're doing right now. And your greatest skill to acknowledge, I had a feeling this might come out. The High Priestess, it is connected to the moon, and the moon is connected to the Divine Feminine. It's also connected to the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign, and it's also protective in nature. So I feel one of your greatest skills is the intuition or the sensitivity. Which brings us back to this starting energy of the sensitivity or deep feeling. And I feel with this High Priestess, it is continuing this message of feeling proud of this, and maybe even seeing this as your superpower. You might not feel that way right now, but this is your call to maybe explore that a little bit. How is this ability or this sensitivity that you have, while it might be intense and overwhelming at times, how can you see it as something that benefits you? You might be an HSP, which means that your way of processing information is a lot deeper than most people's. So you might need that alone time to process things, to come to a decision about things, and not just push through and work through and balance and manage, but give yourself time to land. and to connect in with your own higher knowing, to connect in with those deep emotions that you might be feeling. And that's something to embrace, not to fix. So that is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 1. Like and subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me, and head into the description for more ways to connect. Thank you again, and I'll see you in your next reading. For those who chose Affirmation for Growth, this is going to be your reading. I feel like you've grown a lot, and what you have accomplished has to do with the growth that you cannot see. And it's funny, I was going to do this because I wanted to see what that was. I think it is a North Node reference or an amulet that this person has around their neck. So there's something about your purpose, being really grounded and rooted in your purpose, or maybe you're moving towards some kind of purpose, but it feels like it's taken a really long time. And maybe you're not seeing the growth because the growth has been so slow and maybe so subtle that it's been really difficult to connect with or see or acknowledge. What are the things that you've cleaned out of your life? What are the things that you will no longer tolerate? What to be proud of? Ooh, this is good. Before I continue, 8 of Swords in reverse. I feel like you've broken a lot of mental cycles. You've broken yourself out of this feeling of being stuck. You've really done a lot of reflection, self-reflection, to see how you've kept yourself stuck or small, safe, and you've really broken that shell, I feel. Now, this may be very well recent because it's showing up here and it is kind of what you're currently in the midst of. So there could be some things that you're still reflecting on or trying to understand, but what you've done up to this point, I feel, is something you should be proud of. Why are you not seeing it right now? Okay, King of Swords. I feel like you haven't quite mastered the mind yet. Or you haven't gotten the enough perspective from this situation yet. So you're still in it. You're still reflecting. You're still moving through it. You might be just on the other side of it, but there hasn't been enough time, space, integration, decisions, action to really clarify and see this progress. Another thing that I'm getting, which is really interesting, is that you're already there. Because this King of Swords is an energy of having clarity and perspective and seeing things from a higher viewpoint. Being able to understand, integrate, have the knowledge to be able to take action, move forward, make decisions. So I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for what you have achieved, for what you have accomplished. So I almost wonder if gaining perspective to see how much you have achieved, how much you've learned. The King is very intelligent. They have accumulated all kinds of wisdom. And maybe you don't even see that because it's not in tangible form. As we go back to that original kind of message, it's like you can't see it because it's something that's so subtle or something that kind of feels like an everyday thing now. It's like you've shifted, your patterns have changed, maybe your patterns of thinking. So yeah, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit here. Even though you feel you still have work to do, and that's okay. But really acknowledge how much you've learned, how much you already know, how much you've integrated, how to nurture more pride moving forward. Oh, look at all the swords on the table. 2 of Swords. Yeah. Nurturing more pride is trusting what you know and being proud in that trust. It's not about what you can see. It's about what you can intuit. And I want to say feel, but it's not a bodily sensation. It is an intuition, an inner knowing, an inner wisdom. And we have another sword energy. We have the 9 of Swords in reverse. And that is the greatest skill to acknowledge in this moment, is your ability to move yourself out of stagnant energy, patterns of thinking, limiting beliefs, and to move yourself away from worry, stress, especially if you don't have support in that particular environment. It's like you know more than you think you do. And I feel you've been able to really do this for yourself, to really work with the anxieties, understand them on a deep level, not make decisions from fear or stress. If you were to compare yourself to who you were 5 years ago, even 9 months ago, you might be surprised of how much your knowledge has grown in that time. And again, it might not feel or reflect in your reality quite yet, but it's all about continuing to trust the process, trust your wisdom, and gaining that perspective when you feel like you're too much in the mind. So that is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 2. Like and subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me, and head into the description for more ways to connect. Thanks again, and I'll see you in your next reading. For those who chose the Give Love card, this message is going to be for you. I feel like you are a passionate person, maybe passionate about people, or passionate about the people that you're in relationship with, your community. And I feel all you want to do is give back, give love, form deep bonds with people. You could be very empathic. You could be very, compassionate in nature. And you just want to share maybe that passion or that love for people as much as you can. Maybe you don't see that about yourself. How giving you are, how loving you are. Maybe people take advantage of that. So what to be proud of? Soul Path 3. Ace of Wands in reverse. There's inspiration here. Ooh, it's like you downplay your creativity or your inspiration, the things you want to create and grow. But because this card is in reverse, I almost wonder if you give yourself to other projects or causes. Because I feel you want to create something. You want to be inspired. You want to be passionate, and you are. But yeah, it's like you don't see it for yourself. Why are you not seeing it? Why are you not seeing this ability to create? 9 of Swords in reverse. How to nurture more pride moving forward. Only going to take the one that came up. Page of Cups. Oh, okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I feel like you're a very shy person. You keep your cards held close to your chest. There's this energy that I'm getting from you. This I want to say innocence, this need to give, this need to build, this need to create maybe a safe space for people. You want to care for, you want to hold the space for people, you want to nurture. And that's something to be proud of, that need, that desire, that inspiration to do so. But you're showing me with all of these reversals that you don't think it's a big deal, or you maybe think that you can't do it. Because the inspiration's here, the ability to create is here, but it's in reverse. So this feels like a block to creation, or a lack of energy or motivation to create. And when it's paired with this 9 of Swords in reverse, you may not be able to see that because there could be some suppressed or unknown anxieties around creating for yourself, or that your energy is being scattered. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't have the practical aspects in bringing this idea to life or bringing this creation to life. Priorities could be getting in the way of this. A lack of not knowing where to begin, or of starting and stopping. So again, that lack of confidence is coming through, that lack of motivation. Maybe it's a safety issue, or it could be a fear of being seen. So there's this need to be vulnerable, but also a fear of being vulnerable. And how to nurture more pride moving forward is stepping into that vulnerability that you fear, little by little. This isn't about diving into the deep end and hoping, your worries and stresses and fears and all the things that might be coming up for you are just going to magically go away. This is a process. And this Page of Cups is an energy, a new energy. They are the children of the tarot. They are confident, and they don't really think about consequence. They just think about, how do I feel about this thing? And let's explore. Let's get creative. Let's get curious. Let's feel into it. Let's express. So expression is going to be part of being proud of yourself, what you're expressing, how you're expressing, if you're expressing at all. And it's going to be in the little things. The little things that you share, the little things that you create, the little things that you express to people, and how you really tune into those feelings, how you are vulnerable with people. And you'll notice that there's an umbrella. So this isn't about diving in unprepared. This page, the Page of Cups, they know what they are stepping towards, and so they are going to prepare themselves to get a little muddy, to get a little wet. So how can you expand your capacity to feel discomfort and anxiety without turning away, without resisting, without shutting down? And what I'm getting from this is that you might be stopping yourself before you begin and keeping your gifts close to your chest, keeping your gifts hidden. And we have another page here for the bottom of the deck, which is your greatest skill to acknowledge. And it is also in reverse. So there's an opportunity here that is either being ignored or avoided, resisted. And this could be a lack of focus too, because there could also be a reason for this 9 of Swords being in reverse, is that you're working through some mental health challenges or trying to work through anxieties, stresses, fears, worries. And you're not seeing the gifts, the talents, the things that you want to create quite yet because you're still working through that. And that's okay. I think the first step is to give yourself permission to embrace these things, embrace your natural talents, abilities, skills. Embrace what you're currently doing to move through any anxieties, stress, or worries. And to see that there is opportunity on the other side of this. And what do those opportunities look like? Again, with it being a page, it's going to be new. It's going to be something that might take its time because it is a pentacle energy. So that's very slow. But how can you be proud of yourself for beginning? Be proud of yourself for exploring. And be proud of yourself for giving yourself the love that you want to give to everyone else. So that is today's reflections. My dear Soul Path 3, like and subscribe if you'd like to continue exploring these messages with me. And head into the description box for more ways to connect. Thank you again, and I'll see you in your next reading.